Hey everyone, it's Kendra Rommel with the Rommel Report. I am coming to you today with a good friend, Tony Taafe, with Tony Taafe Photography and 10,000 headshots, which is his most recent accomplishment. Without further ado, Tony, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
What makes a good headshot, professional headshot?
Expression. And long and short of it is expression. The light could be good, it could be okay, it could be bad. But no matter what the light looks like, if the expression's bad, it's a bad headshot. So one of the questions I always ask when I'm taking somebody's headshot is, what's it for? You know, does somebody need to look confident? Do they need to look approachable? If somebody works in a daycare, they don't need to look overly confident, you know? Right. And if somebody is a high-powered banker, they like to have that extra edge of confidence in there. So expression's everything when it comes to a headshot.
Do you feel like it's more to pose per your brand or pose to who you are authentically?
Definitely who you are, because your brand should be who you are, right? It's very important to be genuine. People can spot somebody who's not genuine a mile off.
True.
Right. Definitely to who you are, but your brand should be who you are as well.
I agree with that. If you're self-employed, right, you're creating a brand. Even like myself, I look at myself as self-employed within an organization, kind of more of a plug and play. And so I kind of lean on the branding, not kind of, but I do lean on the branding of my organization. But independent of that, I clearly am branding myself. So the people who are, let's call it plug and play or representing another company, although their vision may be in line, it may not be their brand. Mm-hmm. So what would be the recommendation in that scenario?
Again, for me, the fallback answer is always just be genuine. If you work for a certain brand and the brand is, you know, very hard and kind of ruthless, or, you know, it's the other end of it and it's very light and airy, you've been given that job for a reason. Yeah, right. So right. If you're a very light and airy person in a very confident branded business, then you've been given that job for a reason, you know, and so in none of these circumstances would I suggest being anything other than what you are, because you'll be found out. People know when somebody's not being genuine, you know. And
I mean, for sure, I feel that.
Yeah, and so I think that's number 1, 2, and 3 rule. When you're branding yourself or whether you're fit into somebody else's brand, just be genuine to who you are.
That's actually a great segue into what I would ask you next. As a photographer, I would imagine that's 100% accurate from your side of the camera. This is obviously art, right? So it's an expression of who you are. How can you pick the correct photographer? You know, as a person looking for headshots that knows very little about headshots or photography or even creative brain, I would argue, like I'm not a creative brain. So how could a person best choose somebody and know that they align from a vision standpoint, maybe?
Right, so the amount of people who I get who contact me and ask for pricing and, you know, all that kind of stuff, who've never actually seen what my work looks like is crazy. Yeah. So the first question I'll always ask is, if you've been on a website, you know what the images look like. It's the same as walking into Best Buy and saying, how much is the TV? Which TV, you know, it's really important to know what you want. And I understand it's not as easy as picking a new TV, because everybody knows what they like to watch on a TV, but not everybody knows what a good headshot looks like. So go onto somebody's website, and if you like the work, if it speaks to you in some way, and we don't have to get all deep and, like, you know, heavy about it, but if you like it, then that's the way to choose. And then I'd always suggest get on the phone with them. And if you can have a 2-minute conversation with them without them driving you crazy, then you're probably
off to a good start.
In a good spot. Yeah.